You don't want to power through a lot of times. If you know you're not doing the best you can, just stop. Just stop, put on a new band, and get back to sawing. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of sawing. Whoa, is it hot out here with Hobby Hardwood. Do you know how you know when it's hot at Hobby Hardwood? I'm wearing a white cotton t-shirt and I'm sweating right through it. I bought some of this fancy schmancy space age fabrics. They get hot to make you start sweating so you'll cool off. To me is like, I don't know, that's just stupid. So far I have yet to find anything that's as cool on a hot Alabama summer day as a standard cheap white cotton t-shirt. Anyway, I wanted to tell y'all a little secret, or give you a hint, or a little secret hint. If your mill has loader arms, this is the first thing you should make to protect it. It's nothing fancy, it ain't gonna cost you a dime, and it will save you thousands of dollars worth of damage over the years. It will make things easier for you. It is an amazing piece of equipment that you can buy for the low price of $0 because you can make it yourself. Now you're going, oh, I wonder what the professor's gonna tell me that's gonna be earth-shattering. Cross ties. Let's do a scenario. Big log. This thing probably weighs 3,000 pounds. Heavy as lead pecan log. Then you got a sawmill. Your favorite sawmill you've been saving your whole life for, and it's a thing of beauty. Now the sawmill may weigh 6,000 pounds, 7,000 pounds. The log may weigh about half the weight of this sawmill. And the way you load the log on the sawmill is with these loader arms, right? The loader arms flip it up on the mill. So the big question is, how do you keep from damaging your sawmill by getting that log onto here? And the key is you need to make a couple of these guys right here. They're landing ties or a log deck. It's not really that fancy of a term. It's a log deck. But the thing is, they need to be higher than your loading arms right here. Loading arms are here. Height of the tie is here. Just so you can see that right there. And you can see how beat up these things are. This is oak. You can see where it's been squashed flat. Chunks taken out of it. And the worst thing you can do is take that big old beastie, drive it up here and plop it on top of that. As a matter of fact, you will never see me do that. Too many things can go wrong. That's what these loader arms are for. When you got loader arms, there's a lot of things that can go wrong too. You can take those forks. Imagine you don't have these guys right here. You can take those forks. You can drive this log up, try to put it on loader arms and spear your tire and puncture it and blow it out. I've done that. You can take those forks and drive them right into here, your bearing cap, and blow that out. I've done that. You can take the log and push it way too hard against this thing and shift the whole sawmill sideways and almost flip it over. I've done that. I've done a lot of things that aren't real conducive to sawmill survival. And I've learned some stuff over the years, and the first thing is do not get any piece of heavy equipment, even Old Blue, hey Old Blue, even Old Blue, or the skid steer, or the excavator, which is over there, or anything near the thing that makes you money. You just don't. So what do? You cut you a couple of these guys out, make sure that they're taller than your log loading toes right there, those little guys. You ease up here with the tractor or forklift or whatever. You put them on here. This way these guys take all the load. You gently just ease it up and you're done. So something that's critical is you want these edges to not be all the way here. You want almost like a little saddle. That way as you roll the log forward, it kind of just rests right in there. That keeps it back up against this and back up against that, and it keeps it from rolling back down the hill. I'll show you. One of the things I'm going to do is come up here and load it roughly. I'm going to drop that sucker on there, but it's not going to hurt my sawmill. So, and that is a heavy log. Right here, I can load this thing on here. I can drop it. I'm not hurting anything. What you want to do is get all the weight on the log. Now pick it up a little bit and roll it forward nice and gently. And lay it on the log, lay the log on the back stops and give it just a little bit of a roll. And look how sweet that is. And I'm on there. See how that easy that is? There's no beating anything up. It's on there. That's a pretty big old log compared to my sawmill. That's maybe getting maxed. Hope not. It's not really even resting on my log loader arms. It's resting on the cross ties. Not that, on that. So another extremely important reason is to protect your sawmill. If you ever have to eject a log or you have a log roll off the mill, which will happen, trust me, instead of it landing on your loader arms and crunching them, which I've done, this will make the log land onto the cross ties. Land on these big old cross ties, they will take up the entire load and the weight of the log, and you will do zero damage to your mill. Extremely valuable, will save you a ton of money in the long run, especially as you saw more and more big logs. Trust me on this one. Build your 2 cross ties. It'll work. Simple stuff, works great. Big old log. Hard in the rock, too. Got a great big swell on it. I can cut a lot of that out. So now, since that was a little bit of a swirl, I'm going to bring my log loader arm up. That lets you try to catch it as it's called. Ha! That was fun. So here's a question I get asked all the time, and that's, how long do you go before you change a band? Well, that thing's whistling. And the answer is until it stops cutting right. So I'm cutting through a 2-foot chunk of pecan here, and it's dragging a little bit. And I could keep sawing with this band, and there's no doubt in my mind I could finish this log with this band, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna put a new one on. I'm gonna put a sharp one on. Even though it's the last log of the day, and I'm tired, I wanna do the best I can. And I can't do the best I can with a band that ain't cutting right. It only takes a few seconds or a minute or 3 to change it. So I've got it swapped out. I'm about to go back to cutting again, and I'm sure there'll be an improvement. So that band wasn't cutting right. And this is the last log of the day. I'm tired, I'm hot. That's still no excuse for being sloppy. I know I can do better. I know the band can do better. And I'm not gonna saw up all this wood and butcher it up. You don't wanna power through a lot of times. If you know you're not doing the best you can, just stop. I mean, just stop, put on a new band, and get back to sawing. I mean, if you're a professional or a hobbyist, you always wanna spend your time correctly. You don't wanna waste your time. When I look right here, this could be caused by a lot of things, but it's also called nail stain. Nailspan. Anytime you get iron in a log, especially hardwoods, it'll turn gray or blue. This looks suspiciously like a nail. Somewhere in here there was a nail. It may be here, maybe in here, maybe over here. I'm gonna do this last. I'm gonna now come down and pick this up. Then saw there, but the idea is I'll probably hit that spot last. Man, it's new band is cutting through the pecan. I love it. I'm still pretty pitch-centered. That's leaving me about a 7.5-inch wide board. That's good for now. I'm going to rotate up, drag those guys back. Start taking drops from that other side. Well, this is pretty cool. I normally would not saw through that, but this is so cool. I'm gonna look at how much stress is in these boards pushing it that direction versus getting face stress going up. So these boards will lay flat, but they're gonna have a curve to it, but that's fine. Pecan is a very, very highly stressed log, typically. Here I've got my stress in the proper plane, which is good because it lets me get really flat board. Now watch this thing move when I saw it. Watch how much that board, look at it going sideways. That is amazing. I love seeing that. It means my boards are gonna dry flat. The other thing that's cool is look how much lumber I've got stacked up here that I haven't had to offload. I've almost got the entire log done without really having to stack anything. All right, now we're gonna find out there's a nail there. Doesn't look like it now. It's like it was on the other log that was connected to this one, so that's good. So you saw me identify that possible nail stain. The good news is it wasn't a nail, but you did see how I tried to identify it, roll it around so it was the last thing I would cut, knowing this was my last log. If I hit any nails, guess what? It would be at the end of the last log of this whack. Well, either way, I was done. You saw me change the blade right in the log simply because if you're going to go to this much effort, I mean, there's some beautiful wood I cut up over there. 2-foot wide boards, 8-inch wide, dead clear pecan. Put on a new blade. Just take your time, do it right. When this gets all dried, processed, I'm not going to remember that I was tired and didn't change the blade. What I'm going to remember is, ooh, these are some nice flat boards. So take your time, change your blades when you need to. Remember, put you a couple cross ties down that you make with your sawmill as a makeshift log deck. You can see how beat up those are. Better those guys than my sawmill When they go good, like this log, when they go bad, like the last video I made, sawmilling is fun. That's why I do it. It's mentally challenging and it's hard work. When you put all those things together, it's called having fun, at least for me. Appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will see y'all next week. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.